Morning, Jonesboro. This is meteorologist Tim Root with your KLEK 102.5 FM weather. Clouds and showers today. There'll be some sunshine breaking through the clouds this afternoon, and the high 55 to 62. A chance of more rain showers overnight, mostly cloudy, about 41-42 for the low, partial clearing by Saturday morning. Partly to mostly sunny in the low 60s Saturday, clouds and showers with some sunshine Sunday, the high 60 to 65. Jonesboro, that's your KLEK 102.5 FM weather.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. UK police have started an investigation into claims of anti-Semitic hate crimes in the country's opposition Labour Party. US media reports suggest Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told Washington murdered journalist Jamal Khashoggi was a dangerous Islamist. Reports say China's tentatively accepted an invitation by Donald Trump to host a dinner for Xi Jinping after the G20 summit in Buenos Aires, and India's deferred the imposition of higher duties on 29 American goods.
It's 9:01.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
All right, happy Friday to everyone. I hope that you're having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My special guest for part one of today is Dr. Patricia Walls, Associate Professor and Co-Chair of the Bachelor's of Social Work Department and Program Director. Good morning to you, Dr. Walls.
Good morning.
All right, so today we're going to be recapping the upcoming Delta Health Disparities Conference. And so the last time she was here, we went into great detail about everything that you can expect. We want to go just back over some more details of the theme this year, the keynote speaker, some of the student projects, and the price and how to register for this conference. So go ahead.
Good morning.
Get closer to the mic for me.
Good morning. We're very excited to be here again to talk with you about our 6th annual Health Disparity Conference that is sponsored by the Social Work Department. This year's theme is narrowing the gap between health disparities in the rural Delta from a bio-psychosocial, spiritual perspective. We're very excited about this thing because what we are hoping to do is to capture all 4 areas of how health disparities are related, not only to the health component, but also some of our presentation will also directly address that component of the bio as well as the psychosocial, meaning environmental factors. And I'm very excited that this year that we are also going to be delving into those spiritual perspectives as well that may be related to health disparities.
Okay, and I remember us talking about this the last time, and I was really excited to see how all of these different elements connect. And oftentimes we don't think about them individually and how they intersect with each other when it comes to your mental, social, spiritual, and everything else in between. We're so busy going through life that we don't realize what area of our life is actually unbalanced and how it's affecting us overall. And so we have to start looking at the person, the whole person, but take them in parts and see, okay, what's going on in each of these different areas and how can we, I hate to use the word fix.
Well, how can we address all of those areas? And as a social worker, we often, when we are looking at a person, we always say that we're looking at the person in the environment.
Okay.
And with that being said, we recognize is that there are several different components in the environment.
Okay.
And it may be a psycho part that may be related to our mental, but we also look at just other factors in that environment. It may be family, it may be health, it may be spiritual components. And so this year is the first time that we will have two ministers that will be coming to us and presenting the aspects of spiritual component and as they relate to our psychosocial well-being. And so that's new to us, and we're very well, it's not new to us in the sense of what we do as social workers, but this is the first time that we have actually had ministers that will be taking a part in this conference this year. Okay. So we're very excited about that. We're going to begin the conference. First of all, the date of the conference is November the 9th. It will be held at ASU Student Union Center. And our keynote speaker this year is Dr. Brookshire Lorette. And Dr. Lorette serves in the capacity as the Vice Chair for the Department of Clinical Medicine at our NYIT College of Medicine that is on our campus. And we are very excited that she has agreed to serve in that capacity for us. Awesome. Her topic, she's going to be talking to us about healthcare in the workforce. And I cannot wait to hear what she has to say. I think that too often we get very, very busy in our day-to-day life and in our workplace, and sometimes even when we know better, we don't do better. And I am a victim of that. I was just sharing that this morning with our host, is that I'm going to have to slow down and take better care of myself, because a lot of time, even when we know what to do, we don't do it, and oftentimes we have to be reminded. And during this conference, we're going to be looking at many aspects that are related to our well-being and health issues that are specific to the Delta, only in the sense that we have some different barriers that we have to deal with coming in the Delta region. When I was speaking earlier about having two ministers, our ministers that will be presenting this year is Pastor Jerome Turner and the Reverend Johnny Smith. And one of their topics that they will be talking about is the role of religion and spiritual belief in recruiting churches and their adherence to mental health intervention. So I am very excited to hear what they have to say, and very pleased, because often there's been a stereotype in the past sometime, in particular in African American communities, in that we suffer in silence, and we got to move past that. I am very rooted in my own spiritual belief, but I know throughout my childhood I have heard people that say, well, baby, it'll be all right. Just, give it over to the Lord. And we can do that. I'm definitely not saying that we don't need to do that. But I also fully believe that we have, from a spiritual belief, that God has allowed us to help people that are skilled in the area of mental health issues, and that we don't have to suffer in silence. We need to be comfortable enough to seek out the help that we need so that we can do better and be more productive, not only in our families, but also in our communities and churches. We have Dr. Cheryl Knight and Dr. Rejoice Odai, Dr. Tamara Glover Pace, and these are all professors that are in the social work department. And they're going to be presenting about tobacco smoking cessation intervention. And they're going to be looking at the ethical implication for social work in rural communities. Tobacco issue is not something that is new. We know that it has caused tremendous amount of health issues for a number of years. But I do believe that we are at a place now that we are owning all of the bad things that tobacco does, and people are really working to enlighten people in reference to how they can take better care of themselves and health when it comes to this particular topic.
You know, one thing I learned recently, speaking with Dr. Joshi Bhavesh from the NYIT college, we were talking about prostate cancer. And for men, tobacco use, heavy tobacco use, or long-term tobacco use can lead. It's I don't want to say it can lead to prostate cancer, but it's one of those things that it can contribute.
Yeah, it can make you more likely to be a candidate of that disease. And again, that was the whole vision behind this health disparity conference, was to bring awareness to topics like you just said. Bring awareness to the many health disparities that we are dealing with in the Delta, so that we can get a better handle and people are more informed. And I truly do operate from the auspice that when I know better, I try to do better.
Yes.
And so this is our way of the university, and in particular the social work department, bringing into vision, into light, these are the many things that are crippling our community. And so the more knowledge that we can get out there concerning some of these health issues, the better we can move forward in trying to at least reduce, if not alleviate, some of these diseases.
If I can intervene right quick, I was thinking about, there's been a lot of discussion, not just now, in past years concerning the Delta area and the economic development aspect of, growing that area. And some people are quick to say, well, get them education, get them job training in XYZ. However, if they have some health issues, physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, whatever, they have health issues, that's already a hindrance from them to moving to the next level in their life. So again, we have to step back, look at the person and their individual components and see how they intersect, and start working on those issues before you can push the person or encourage them to go forward and elevate their life.
Right. And we're certainly trying to do our part in that, not just the social work department, but the College of Nursing and Health in general. We are constantly out there on the forefront trying to provide workshops and forums and panels where we are trying to educate people to live healthier and be healthier, and connect them with services at every opportunity that we can. We have another presenter that Dr. Bradley Thomas, who is also in our college. He's going to be looking at factors affecting formerly homeless women and veterans. And so I think too that this is a topic that needs a lot more of attention. I think that we have, or I know that we have, because I have looked at it through a research lens, in that homeless people that are in Jonesboro, that I always say that we in Jonesboro, we have a lot of what some people may call invisible homeless people, because you don't see them laying on the street. But you are homeless if you are living with a relative and you don't have your own spot. And we are working toward trying to get a homeless shelter in Jonesboro. I think the Hub does amazing work. with the homeless population in this area. So I look forward to this presentation and looking at factors affecting formerly homeless women who are veterans, and we have a lot of veterans, but a lot of times people don't always talk about the women. So I'm very excited to hear what the presenter is going to have to say in reference to that population. Kanisha Bryant Moore, or Dr. Kanisha Bryant Moore and Dr. Tiffany Hain, their title is looking at faith, academic initiatives for transforming health through a faith network. So again, we have another spiritual component that we will be offering at this year's Health Disparity Conference, and so that's new. I'm excited about that. And as always, we will be having our free health screening at this year's conference. We will be having free HIV and AIDS testing. We will be having flu shots that will be free. We will be doing other health screening for stress, as well as other mental health presentation. We will be doing blood pressure monitoring and screening in that area. So we have a full day lined up for you with amazing topics that we feel will add a knowledge base, and hopefully you will walk away with something that will help, plus 5 CEU contact hours.
Okay, and I'm looking at the website, so if anyone wants to find more information, go to astate.edu, and in the little search box or the little magnifying glass, type in Delta Health Disparities Conference, and if you scroll down, you will see the more recent one. The title should say Delta Health Disparities Conference to convene November 9th, and it gives you quite a bit of information about the conference. So, and then there's an email address listed at the bottom for Barbara Brooks, if you would like some more information that's not listed here. We want to remind everybody the early registration fee time has passed, so now it is $95 for professionals and $35 for students. So you want to take advantage of this, especially if you work in an area where you're working with these individuals in the mental health field and whatever other field where you're coming in contact with people who experience these health issues that Dr. Walsh just discussed. So please put this on your calendar to come out to this. And then the student involvement, the students always show up and show out. And so this year they're doing some more wonderful presentations. So within our last 3 minutes, we have a Facebook comment. I want to say good morning to Miss Maddie Warren. I'm sure you remember her. She went through your master's program. And then Miss Christy Mathis Conway says, my favorite professor by far. This woman is amazing, an amazing woman professional. Dr. Walls is my girl. She's truly someone to look up to. Best social worker ever. Well, thank you, Christy.
Yay.
So it shows that you have made an impact on your current and former students who talked about how some of them kind of grumble in the beginning, but in the end they come back and thank you.
They do, and that is always refreshing to hear. Sometimes when they're sitting in that classroom and I am pushing them, there's a little bit of grumble, but I always tell them, when you get it, when you get out in the field and you get it, please remember to email me and say, thank you, Dr. Walls. And so they do that, and I'm always very, very appreciative of that.
All right, well, we got about 2 minutes left, so.
Okay, let's talk about our student forum. I am always so excited about our students participating in our conference. Before I get to my undergraduate students, I just want to send a shout out to two of our master's level students. One that has graduated, that's Mr. Randall Murray, who is a lifesaver in our department. He serves as our pre-major advisor. But he is teaming this year with one of our current graduate students, Miss Holland Wilson, who is currently in the MSW program, and they are presenting on factors affecting healthcare patient in rural setting.
Wow.
And so that's going to be very, very exciting as well. Our BSW student continues to present amazing poster presentations during our healthcare conference. This year, some of the topics that they're going to be looking at, we do this thing in social welfare policy that I call in the news.
Okay.
And when I go in the news, I tell them I want you popping like popcorn. So paying attention to the things that are in the news that affects all of us is some of the rationale for some of the topics that they're going to be presenting on this year. Okay. Arkansas is running, I mean, we always run first and things that I would prefer that we didn't.
Yeah.
So our suicide rate among teens is exceptionally high.
Okay.
So one of the poster presentations that our students will be looking at is exploring suicide and looking at the rationale for as why our suicide rate is so high among our teens. They also are taking on other issues that are prominent. We got this problem with opiates now, so they're going to be looking at that and how that is growing with the elderly population. Other topics that they're going to be looking at is they're going to be looking at how do we go about improving sexual education within the school system.
All right, so sign up for the conference.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
How should you fight your most important battles in marriage? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. We all have